Today on Good Morning Maine, state police have identified the two people shot and killed in Lewiston on Sunday. Plus, the city of Augusta is planning on installing cameras in a park that racist graffiti was recently found in. And a bill to expand child care and access to early childhood education was signed into law yesterday. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. Let's get a first check of that forecast. Devin Biggs joins us now.
All righty, thank you very much. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Comfort Shoes. Need the proper fit or experiencing foot pain? Visit us across from Irving in Newport. All right, let's get things rolling after this morning. We've been a little bit on fog watch this morning. Maybe some areas of patchy dense fog developing in a very few spots this morning, but most of us looking okay, at least for the time being. As we do move forward, though, the radar and satellite is looking really good. It's been quiet overnight and quiet this morning as well. We do have a very nice day on the way with a lot of sunshine and maybe a few passing clouds that will be developing during the afternoon period. We have activity out toward the ocean right now, so this is far away from us. And for now, though, we have high pressure right nearby, so that will keep us nice for another day. So futurecast moving forward, a partly cloudy sky. I don't think we'll see anything today in the form of raindrops. I think we'll stay dry all day long with a mostly clear to partly cloudy sky on the way later on tonight. As for the winds, though, behaving themselves again at around 5 to 10 miles per hour today in the parts of tonight. But tomorrow, the winds start to increase as the system moves in with gusts up to 25 miles per hour possible, and sustained winds at around 10 to 15 miles per hour cannot be ruled out. So for today, though, middle 70s, partly cloudy, and northwest breeze at roughly 5 miles per hour. Moving ahead towards tonight, lower 50s on the way, mostly clear, with a south breeze at about 5 miles per hour. In our hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a lot of sunshine and a few passing clouds, temperatures in the 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. State police have identified the two people shot and killed in Lewiston on Sunday. Lewiston police responded to the shooting on Knox Street just before 10:20 a.m. A state police spokesperson says one person died near the scene and another died at Central Maine Medical Center. The chief medical examiner officially categorized both deaths as homicides after performing an autopsy. According to state police, the two shooting victims have been identified as 30-year-old Mohammed Sheikh of Auburn and 23-year-old Keet Hussein of Lewiston. Investigators believe this was an isolated incident. Police continue to process evidence and conduct interviews as part of their investigation. A 28-year-old Rockland woman will reportedly serve at least 8 years in prison after sharing a video of an infant being sexually assaulted. According to the Portland Press-Herald, Bianca van Valkenburg pleaded guilty to a single count of distribution of child pornography. A more serious charge of sexual exploitation of a minor is expected to be dismissed by the U.S. Attorney's Office. She was reportedly tracked down after police in Florida discovered a video of an adult sexually assaulting a male infant on a cell phone, which led them to her, according to the Press-Herald. Van Valkenburg later admitted to sharing the video. In other news now, police are investigating a crash in Washington County that killed the teenage boy Monday night. It happened around 10 p.m. Maine State Police say troopers responded to a report of a fatal motor vehicle crash on Grand Falls in Baileyville. They say a 17-year-old from Baileyville was operating a 2005 Jeep Liberty at a high rate of speed when he lost control. The car traveled off the road and struck a large culvert before rolling over and coming to rest on its roof in roughly 3 feet of water. Police say there were 6 juvenile passengers in the vehicle, including a 15-year-old male who was ejected and pinned under the vehicle. The 15-year-old was pronounced deceased at the scene. The remaining passengers were transported to Calais Hospital to be treated for minor injuries. Speed and alcohol are considered to be factors in the crash, which remains under investigation. All right, moving on now. Augusta police are investigating the discovery of disturbing vandalism around the city's Mill Park. The City of Augusta's Community Service Director, Earl Kingsbury, says police notified the city that swastikas and racial slurs and hate comments were found around the Water Street Park on Friday. Some residents believe neighborhood kids could be responsible for the vandalism. Ultimately, the City of Augusta had the graffiti removed, but some aren't convinced the problem is solved.
I don't know if they cleaned it up or not, but I saw the N-words, clearly spelled out and just there. I see that stuff all the time, and it's nothing new. It's nothing, that's probably it's not probably gonna stop. I guarantee you that.
Kingsbury says the city tries to remove graffiti within a 24-hour period, as there is a zero-tolerance policy for vandalism of any kind. He also says the city plans to install higher-quality cameras in the area of the park in the coming weeks. Local business owners in downtown Augusta have expressed concerns over a recent rise in petty crime. A.J. Douglas tells us how city leaders are looking to address the issue.
Last week, downtown Augusta business owners met with the Augusta City Council during an informational work session where several entrepreneurs said there had been a slight rise in crime within the downtown area, specifically the area surrounding Water Street. Some are saying the city is experiencing growing pains.
Augusta's growing. The downtown, all of our city is revitalizing. That's important for people to understand. There's a lot of things happening in Augusta.
What we've seen is an uptick in pretty much petty vandalism, some littering.
Deputy Chief Kevin Lully says the Augusta Police Department receives 40 to 50 calls weekly, and those numbers are higher than past summers. Lully says the department plans to partner with business owners to brainstorm creative solutions, like referring those in crisis to a social worker that partners with the department. Locals say they want to keep Maine's capital safe and inviting.
By no means do we have a crime wave, or is this a bad neighborhood?
The executive director for Augusta Downtown Alliance, Michael Hall, says that certain community members on Water Street have vital needs, and the downtown community is working to ensure resources are accessible while promoting safety in the area.
We're trying to figure out ways to address their needs and address the needs of the new businesses.
Deputy Chief Lully says patrol methods are subject to change based on ongoing community response. In Augusta, I'm AJ Douglas for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A well-known coastal Maine police chief is retiring after more than 30 years of service. Jim Willis, police chief for both Bar Harbor and Mount Desert, is retiring. This is his last week, marking a bittersweet moment for many from both towns. Leaders say Chief Willis was instrumental in joining both law enforcement agencies together in a unique collaborative agreement. Sarah Gilbert, Bar Harbor's treasurer and interim town manager, says Willis is well respected throughout the state.
He's a mentor not only to his staff, but to the rest of the staff here for the town of Bar Harbor. I can't thank Jim enough for stepping up. I'm a resident here in Bar Harbor, and he has served us well, and I wish him the best.
David Kearns, who serves as police captain for both departments, will be stepping in as interim chief. A bill to expand access to child care and early childhood education in Maine has been signed into law. Senators Eloise Vitale introduced the bill. LD 1799 moves Maine toward establishing what Vitale calls an equitable, mixed-delivery public preschool system that provides universal access for preschool-aged children. She said, quote, "Our kids deserve a solid start in life, and Maine families deserve the support that quality full-time preschool provides." Now, to an update. It's been a week since flooding forced some Lewiston residents out of their homes, but now they've found places to go. Residents we spoke with at this apartment building on Union Street say there are only a few people left. One woman says they're just waiting to move into other spaces. People and their pets were living in tents or sleeping outside the building on the lawn. During a storm last week, water came rushing down in what one resident likened to a scene from a movie. 10 apartment units were condemned. All right, well, the time now is 6:09. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, a new substance abuse treatment program is in its pilot stages here in Maine, of which is one of the first of its kind in the entire country. But before we take an ad break, let's get another look at that forecast. Partly cloudy today. Highs will be about 76 degrees, dropping down about 51 tonight. Another night where you may not need that AC. A bit warmer tomorrow, mostly cloudy. Sprinkles are likely, high of 78.
I hurt my shoulder in a car accident, but the insurance company only offered me this tiny little check.
Don't take a tiny check from the insurance company.
Lowry and Associates got me $300,000.
Call the twos. We win for you.
Here we are at Rennie's in Wells on Route 1. Let's go see some people. Come on.
Every year when we come to Maine, we come with my husband loves Rennie's.
Oh, good.
There's so much here.
We found lots of stuff for my toddler. She's napping, so that's why we're here.
Oh, okay.
Got a nice Columbia rain jacket, rumming hat.
Okay.
Can't beat it.
Awesome.
Can't beat it.
I mean, the deals are fantastic.
We love Rennie's. Yeah, awesome. It's Maine.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
Situated in Jonesboro on the coast of Maine lies Barren View Golf Course, a true links course that's a treat for golfers of all skill levels. We feature a driving range, putting green, practice sand trap, pro shop, and snack bar. Open 7 days a week. Please call ahead for a tee time.
You bet your life.
You're an auctioneer. Hey, my wallet's gone. What happened?
Every weekday.
Weekdays at 10 on ABC 7.
This week on the People's Court. Creepy photographer.
It's the kind of sexual, and I'm not looking for that.
What did he say?
Plus.
But did the brother tell you that she was just going to pawn the ring?
Gold-digging fiancé.
Did you pawn the ring?
All this week at 4 on ABC 7.
The Maine Bureau of Emergency Medical Services has launched its initial pilot site for an EMS-based direct substance use referral program. The Department of Public Safety says it's one of the first in the nation and will give EMS clinicians more options to connect people with recovery services. Our Grace Blanchard spoke with officials about what this new program is and what it's going to look like for Mainers.
Maybe that one connection would make a difference for somebody.
Bar Harbor Fire Department is the first pilot site for the new Maine EMS Options Referral Program.
It allows us to connect patients who were subjected to a substance abuse use disorder or an overdose. It connects them with services and support to assist them with that issue.
Before this, the department was participating in the Maine EMS Leave Behind program.
If a patient refused transport, we would leave literature with them and talk to them about how they can connect with services to help them with that issue. But now this is bridging that gap where it's a proactive response now.
In 2021 and 2022, there were over 27,000 responses in the state of Maine for overdose-related calls.
30% of those folks refused transport. And so, again, they would still be a candidate for the Leave Behind program, and we'd leave them, but there was still that gap if they didn't make that connection to a liaison or support services. Now we can bridge that gap.
Officials say this is the first of many pilot sites as they hope to expand the program statewide by 2024.
So it's super important after an overdose to get into a hospital, hopefully, but there are people who deny that, and that's where I'm trying to grab those people and just make sure they have Narcan or make sure they have what they need in the moment.
According to St. Louis, the program is coming at a pivotal time as overdose rates have increased over the last year.
That we just have to keep people alive. It may take 20 times, it may take 30 times, but whenever they're ready for that one time to get better, we can be there as possible. And all of these people working together is going to get people better.
In Bar Harbor, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
With summer in full swing, many school hallways across the state sit empty for now. However, a small group of Lincoln students have turned theirs into an art studio. Our David Ledford paints a picture of their progress.
I hope that other students can walk down the hall and look at it and be proud to be a part of this school.
Graphic design students at Northern Penobscot Tech Region 3, a technical training school, are nearing completion of their summer mural. The project is designed and carried out by students as part of the school's hands-on curriculum and will highlight the wide-ranging subjects the school teaches.
Each letter
is representing the different programs here. We have a carpentry and cabinet making program, we have automotive, we have welding, we have early childhood development starting this year.
Students also took inspiration from real-world landmarks, both in Lincoln and the state at large, because they say they want everyone at the school to feel represented in the mural.
We wanted to be sure that we included all the regions because we have students from multiple different schools that come here.
Students say that the mural is an opportunity to give back to the school.
I really like putting into the school because the school has really done a lot for me. So even if it's just painting a mural, I really like doing it. A while ago, I was not really social, and with all the staff and faculty, they've really brought me out of my shell.
For others, the mural is about leaving a legacy.
It feels really good to be able to have something that's going to leave a lasting impact. So even when I'm not here, people will look at this and be like, oh, this student worked on it, this student worked on it.
Students hope to have the painting completed by the time classes resume this fall. In Lincoln, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
That looks beautiful. I love to see it. Art class was one of my favorite times in high school. Okay, moving on. Rockland is saying goodbye to the sea goddess. The Maine Lobster Festival has decided to replace the decades-old tradition of crowning a young woman for the title. Owen Kingsley explains the drive to modernize the position and bring back interest from young girls in the community.
For decades, the title of sea goddess was sought after by dozens of young girls and women. In recent years, interest has dropped. Last year, only 4 girls signed up.
They wanted to represent the Maine Lobster Festival. They felt that a lot of our tradition was dated.
It was, and was viewed and kind of was more of a beauty pageant.
Olivia Doherty was last year's sea goddess and thinks this year's changes to the position will be positive ones.
More opportunity for strong young voices to come together.
Now called the Maine Lobster Festival Delegate, it will be open to both girls and boys between 16 and 22. They will spend an entire year making appearances at events to advocate for the industry. And clothing requirements are much broader but still formal. Some community members have called on the festival to make these changes for years now, but the title of Sea Goddess was rooted in the history of the Rockland area.
75 years it's been one way, and we're taking the step to make it something a little different.
Well, the people here decided that's what they wanted to do, so, I'm not going to say, can't do that. And even though I like pretty girls and gowns.
This year's title of representing the Maine lobster industry comes with a heavy burden. Federal fishing regulations to protect right whales and proposals for offshore wind power are two things that fishermen say are hurting the industry.
Things with the right whales and the offshore power right now have been very tricky to navigate. So I'm hoping that whoever comes into the position is ready to really go fight for our people.
And we will have live coverage from the Lobster Festival this Sunday starting at 1:30 p.m. So make sure to tune in to Fox 22 at 1:30 on Sunday. There has been a lot of preparation for this going on in the newsroom. Every day we're talking about it, so there's a lot of excitement just for us as well. Okay, moving on now. The time is now 6:18. After the break, yesterday was World Lung Cancer Awareness Day. And we'll hear from some folks who know firsthand just how important early detection can be. We'll have this and much more when we return.
Do you want to improve or upgrade your home? Well, At Home Furniture, Appliance, and Bedding in Lincoln and Dover Foxcroft has got you covered. We pride ourselves in the relationships we build with every customer, from commercial businesses to homeowners. We have some of the best prices on the best brands of appliances, furniture, and mattresses, and we even offer full kitchen and bath remodels with a designer and installers on staff. So stop in today and check us out at one of our locations and see what we can do to make you feel at home.
I got hurt by a big truck. Why did I call the twos?
Because life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. We got a client who broke multiple bones in a commercial vehicle accident. $700,000.
Call the twos.
We win for you.
Every night is pizza night at Dragonfire Pizza. From wings, salads, and sides to our specialty wood-fired pizzas. You'll find everything you need to satisfy any craving by the slice or by the pie. A little slice of heaven is waiting for you at Dragonfire Pizza, Mill Mall, Ellsworth.
Every August 1st, World Lung Cancer Day brings awareness to a disease that impacts the lives of so many. Our Doug Banks visited the lung cancer screening program at Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center to speak with those who know firsthand how important early screening truly is.
127,000. That is the number of people who die each year from lung cancer. World Lung Cancer Day serves as a reminder to just how important early detection can be.
Lung cancer, we know, is a really aggressive cancer, but early detection is key in increasing survival rates for lung cancer.
People between the ages of 50 and 80, smokers, or those who quit smoking in the last 15 years, are all eligible for lung cancer screening. According to Northern Light Health, the screening process takes 5 to 10 minutes, with no dye, no early preparation, and 75% less radiation than a normal CT scan.
We're actually looking for something that we call lung nodules. So I don't want that word to scare you. 50% of folks over the age of 50 are going to have a lung nodule.
95% of those nodules are benign. If caught early enough, cancerous nodules can be treated. Yearly scans are crucial for prevention and early detection.
One scan doesn't mean that you're clear. Scanning and screening are really important to happen every year you're eligible. Lung cancer is aggressive. We see it all the time from patients, have a scan this year, it's clean, and next year we detect a nodule and it is cancer.
It's important to remember, even if you don't have the traditional symptoms of lung cancer, you could be asymptomatic. If you meet the criteria and are eligible, talk to your healthcare provider.
Just because you have 1 or 2 or 5 normal scans doesn't mean you're in the clear. Patients need to be screened yearly until you no longer meet eligibility.
For more information, please go to our website. In Bangor, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, the time now is 6:22. Let's get a full look at that forecast with meteorologist Evan Biggs.
Alrighty, happy Wednesday. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Comfort Shoes. Need the proper fit or experiencing foot pain? Visit us across from Irving and Newport. All right, let's get into things this morning. We've been on fog watch this morning. Maybe some areas of patchy fog developing in a few spots, but for now, most of us are looking pretty good, so we'll keep an eye on that this morning. But for now, we're looking pretty good out there. As always, if you encounter any fog, low beam lights or fog lights will be needed to help you see, and drivers can see you as well. But for now, though, look at this. Looking very nice out there. No clouds overhead, so that means a lot of sunshine will be expected today. So if any fog does develop, it will be burning off very quickly. We have high pressure not too far away, though, so that'll keep us dry all day long. There will be a few passing clouds during the afternoon period, but nothing that we'll need to worry about. So futurecast moving forward as we get the daytime heating going, a partly cloudy sky will be expected. No raindrops to be expected today. I think we'll be okay in that department, though. But by tonight, though, a mostly clear sky, maybe a few clouds approaching the northern parts of the state as we head towards early Thursday morning. And a few raindrops trying to get going as we head towards Thursday afternoon, the evening time frame. I think most of us looking dry for most of Thursday, but again, a few raindrops further off towards the north and west cannot be ruled out. But then Thursday night and the parts of Friday, we may have to start monitoring chances for showers and a few rumbles of thunder. But for now, though, our average high temperature is 81 degrees, middle to upper 70s today and tomorrow. We cool off Friday with rain moving in the lower 70s, upper 70s Saturday, lower 80s Sunday into Monday, and lower 70s again as we head towards the Tuesday. Dew points will be on the rise again. It'll look a little bit like this. So by Thursday and a Friday, and maybe a little bit into Saturday, dew points will be in the lower to middle 60s again. Then late Saturday, Sunday, and a little bit into Monday, dew points are back down into the 50s. So improvement will be on the way after the dew points rise. UV index forecast for today is at a 7 as considered high, a burn time of 30 minutes. So that means hats, sunglasses, sunscreen, shade will be necessary to avoid a bad sunburn. And we're still noticing the allergies out there as well. Moderate tree pollen being noted, though, for the time being, messing up those allergies. But grass and weed, not too bad. Mold is not very great, and we're expecting mold to increase as we do move forward. So our allergies may continue to act up as we do move forward. So for today, though, middle 70s, partly cloudy, northwest breeze at about 5 miles per hour. By tonight, lower 50s becoming mostly clear, and a south breeze at about 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a few sprinkles possible, with highs in the upper 70s, and a south wind at around 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here is a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Comfort Shoes. Chances for showers and thunderstorms exist Friday and Saturday. Friday's high in the low 70s, upper 70s on Saturday, and then lower 80s on Sunday with a partly cloudy sky.
Goose River Farm and Meat Store is conveniently located on Route 3 across from Hammond Lumber in Belfast. They have a wide selection of meat and poultry, including beef, pork, lamb, chicken, duck, rabbit, and turkey. Buy your steak and meats for grilling this summer.
With AAA Insurance, by bundling our home and auto policies, we saved over $450.
And we were shocked at the savings.
When we switched to AAA auto insurance and bundled our policies, we were able to save over $400 every year.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
Well, my passion is hang gliding. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's like flying. I mean, it's like everything you always dreamed about. AAA insurance helps us save more.
And do more.
The savings from AAA Insurance has allowed me to pursue my passion of making jewelry. It's great to have a little bit of extra cash to do something that you love.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA Insurance, call 866-460-1310 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, contact the law offices of Joe Bornstein to learn about your legal rights. Maine has the highest rate of mesothelioma fatalities in the U.S. You may be eligible to receive compensation if you were exposed to asbestos products while working in a shipyard, mill, factory, or construction site. For a free case evaluation, dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Donald Trump indicted for allegedly trying to subvert democracy in the United States and overturn the will of American voters in the 2020 election. Prosecutors accusing the former president of spreading lies about election fraud, despite knowing he lost the then candidate, Joe Biden. Those lies, the indictments say, fueled the violent January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. ABC's M. Wynn has the latest on the historic developments out of Washington.
Former President Donald Trump criminally charged in relation to alleged widespread efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss to now President Joe Biden. Trump indicted on 4 federal felony charges: conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction of and an attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, and conspiracy against rights. The attack on our nation's capital on January 6, 2021 was an unprecedented assault on the seat of American democracy. It was fueled by lies. Lies by the defendant targeted at obstructing a bedrock function of the U.S. government. The indictment accuses Trump and 6 co-conspirators of creating fraudulent slates of electors in 7 states. Those co-conspirators have not been charged and are not named in the indictment.
What's very extraordinary about this indictment is that it offers a very sweeping view of what led to January 6th.
Former Vice President Pence, who's running against Trump for the 2024 GOP nomination, condemning his former boss, saying anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president. Prosecutors also accused Trump of trying to compel the Justice Department to conduct sham investigations into election crimes and of sending his supporters to the Capitol to obstruct the certification proceeding.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we fight.
The former president reacting, calling these charges ridiculous, telling ABC News he believes he will still defeat Biden.
We will relitigate every single issue in the 2020 election in the context of this litigation.
Judge Tanya Chutkin, who will oversee this case, has already given out some of the toughest sentences against January 6 rioters. Trump is set to appear in court tomorrow on these new charges. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
The man accused of murdering at least 3 women and leaving their bodies along a remote stretch of coastline near Long Island's Gilgo Beach appeared in court Tuesday. Rex Heuermann is charged with killing Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, and Amber Lim Costello. Lawyers have started sharing massive amounts of evidence. Fox's Thomas Rigotti has the story.
Rex Heuermann did not talk and showed no emotion at a preliminary hearing for the murder charges he's facing. The suspected serial killer is accused of murdering at least 3 women and hiding their remains near Long Island Beach. Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney is leading the case against Heuermann.
This is a 13-year case, so as you saw, we have a great deal of information, evidence, photographs, reports to provide to the defense counsel. We've begun that process.
Heuermann's defense attorney talks about his client's well-being.
He's doing the best he can at this point in time. He's looking forward to having his day in court.
Heuermann has been sitting inside a jail cell in Riverhead for more than 2 weeks. Investigators say they cracked this cold case using cell phone location data, DNA evidence, and an old tip about a vehicle seen parked outside the home of one of his victims. Heuermann's home has been searched thoroughly the past 2 weeks. Some legal experts say the massive amount of evidence is going to be a challenge for the prosecution.
Today kicks off the timeline where this discovery, the evidence, needs to be provided to the defense team so that they can investigate and do their own testing or what they need to do on it. So this case, I know it seems damning. It is not open and shut.
Heuermann has pled not guilty. It will be up to his defense to explain to a jury how the evidence connects him to victims, but not the crime.
Part of his defense may be, look, these were sex workers. We had sex. I didn't murder them. They were still alive when I left. That could explain the DNA.
Heuermann's case will be in court again on September 27th. In New York, Thomas Rigotti, Fox News.
The search for an American nurse in Haiti is ramping up. The Biden administration and Haitian authorities say they're working to get more details about the kidnapping. Fox News correspondent Molly Line has more.
5 days after being kidnapped from the campus of a nonprofit aid group in Haiti, American nurse Alex Dorsonville and her daughter remain missing. The State Department now working with Haitian officials to secure their release.
We are aware of the reports that 2 U.S. citizens were kidnapped in Haiti. Obviously, the safety and security of American citizens overseas is our highest priority.
The nonprofit El Roy Haiti says Alex first visited the country after the devastating 2010 earthquake and made multiple visits before permanently moving there. Witnesses say the New Hampshire nurse was working in the small clinic near the capital of Port-au-Prince last Thursday when armed men stormed in and grabbed her. A patient waiting for a checkup at the time described the terrifying scene.
I was inside and a man told me to relax. I couldn't understand what he was saying to me. Then he pulled out his weapon.
It's the latest kidnapping in what's become an epidemic in Haiti. Gangs often targeting hundreds of people each year for ransom payments. A United Nations report finding that more than 1,000 kidnappings have taken place in the country just this year. Nonprofit leaders now urging the U.S. and other countries to take action.
There's lawlessness on the streets. These gangs are funded by the current politicians, whether they're the senators or the parliament members, and that's where they're getting these weapons.
According to the UN, roughly 200 gangs operate in Haiti, with roughly half in the capital. In Boston, Molly Line, Fox News.
AI companies are working to limit, quote, hallucinations in chatbots during long conversations, but it may take some time. While many businesses are turning to AI to provide accurate information on various topics, some linguistic experts say hallucinations or false information is unfixable because the technology often doesn't match the intended use. Chatbot makers say inaccuracies tend to happen because models are designed to predict what comes next. OpenAI, creator of ChatGPT, says it could take about 1 to 2 years to fully address hallucinations in chatbots. Some linguists argue the models are programmed to make things up, which will still allow for false information to be generated. Coming up on the second half of the newscast, Elvis impersonators will be gathering at the Augusta Civic Center this month to attempt to break the world record of the most Elvises in one place. We'll have this and much more as Good Morning Maine continues.
We get up and go, no matter what day it is. We make sure nothing keeps us from doing what needs to be done, because we're driven by what we love. Milwaukee's outdoor power equipment handles any job, big or small. From trimmers, blowers, and mowers to chain and pole saws, Milwaukee's battery-operated high-output tools will help get you to the moments that matter most. Get what you need to keep you firing on all cylinders when you sign up for Napa Rewards. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that
Comfort Shoes and More is your destination for all of your spring and summer footwear essentials. We have trained podorthists on site, and our friendly, caring, and knowledgeable staff will make sure you are fitted with the proper footwear that is perfect for you.
The OrthoFeed hands-free sneaker is engineered for comfort.
We have many new sandal styles from Hoka, Teva, Power Step, Stride, and more. Come visit Comfort Shoes and More in Newport to find the perfect shoes for you.
What can your John Deere compact tractor do? Attachments for any job. Financing that's as easy as...
like getting a library card.
Affordable.
You're going to get this bigger tractor, and it's going to be less money.
Dependable.
Through the rain, through the snow, I'll work through it all.
Comfortable.
And I haven't any idea how we survive without it.
Experience United and build a tractor package customized for you.
Live from the Maine Lobster Festival in Rockland, it's the Lobster Crate Races. Watch all the excitement, the thrills, splashes and spills in the chilly waters as crowds cheer on racers of all ages. Lobster Crate Races, live from the Maine Lobster Festival in Rockland, Sunday, August 6th, starting at 1:30 p.m. And you can only watch it on Fox 22.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Today is Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023, and today is National Ice Cream Sandwich Day. It's a simple thing, but a great excuse to treat yourself and maybe someone else too. For history today, on this day in 1776, inside Independence Hall in Philadelphia, there was the formal signing of the U.S. Declaration of Independence by 56 people. This was the final draft that was approved by the Continental Congress. On this day in 1790, the first U.S. Census was conducted, with the population being almost 4 million people, which did include about 700,000 enslaved people. And in 1937, the Marijuana Tax Act of 1937 was passed in America, essentially rendering marijuana and all of its byproducts illegal. In 1945, in what is considered the worst shark attack in history, after 3.5 days, the surviving crew members of the sunken USS Indianapolis were spotted by a pilot on a routine sector search. About 1,200 men were aboard the USS Indianapolis, with only about 900 surviving the sinking of the ship. But because of shark attacks, only 317 remained at the end of those 3.5 days. And I believe now, from what I could find this morning, there's only one man alive from that attack still, and he's in his late 90s. And on the same day in 1945, the world saw the end of the Potsdam Conference between Joseph Stalin, Harry Truman, and Winston Churchill. For birthdays today, we have award-winning Chilean-American writer Isabel Allende. She's 80 years old today. I had to read one of her books in school. It was a great break from other reading. It's also the posthumous birthday of iconic horror film director Wes Craven. He passed away in 2015 at the age of 76. I love the original The Hills Have Eyes. That's one of my favorite Craven movies. And English pop singer and songwriter Charlie XCX is 31 today. Okay, moving on, let's check in with our favorite meteorologist to see what the weather is going to do today.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Comfort Shoes. Need the proper fit or experiencing foot pain? Visit us across from Irving in Newport. All right, let's get things rolling after this morning. We've been a little bit on fog watch this morning. Maybe some areas of patchy, dense fog developing in a very few spots this morning, but most of us looking okay, at least for the time being. As we do move forward, though, the radar and satellite is looking really good. It's been quiet overnight and quiet this morning as well. We do have a very nice day on the way with a lot of sunshine and maybe a few passing clouds that will be developing during the afternoon period. We have activity out toward the ocean right now, so this is far away from us. And for now, though, we have high pressure right nearby, so that will keep us nice for another day. So futurecast moving forward, a partly cloudy sky. I don't think we'll see anything today in the form of raindrops. I think we'll stay dry all day long with a mostly clear to partly cloudy sky on the way later on tonight. As for the winds, though, behaving themselves again at around 5 to 10 miles per hour today in the parts of tonight. But tomorrow, the winds start to increase as the system moves in with gusts up to 25 miles per hour possible, and sustained winds at around 10 to 15 miles per hour cannot be ruled out. So for today, though, middle 70s, partly cloudy, and northwest breeze at roughly 5 miles per hour. Moving ahead towards tonight, lower 50s on the way, mostly clear, with a south breeze at about 5 miles per hour. In our hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a lot of sunshine and a few passing clouds, temperatures in the 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Looks like a beautiful day. There will be a whole lot of shaking going on at the Augusta Civic Center this month. Elvis Presley's only main concert was at the Civic Center back on May 24th of 1977. This was also, I believe, one of the last concerts before he passed away. This year marks the Civic Center's 50th anniversary. So, as part of that milestone, the facility is hosting the largest gathering of Elvis impersonators in hopes of breaking the Guinness Book of World Records. Margaret Knoll, director of the Augusta Civic Center, says she'd like to see 1,200 people in Elvis costumes on Tuesday, August 15th.
As long as you can actually belt out some Hound Dog, which is a very repetitive song. So it's not a lot of words, but we will provide the lyrics. That and dressed up as Elvis, and you'll qualify to participate.
Participants are asked to register online at the AugustaCivicCenter.org. AugustaCivicCenter.org. There's no the. I added that. The website also provides a list of Elvis costumes that qualify for this record-breaking attempt. Very cool. I'm excited to see that. Maybe some people can get married at the same time and just really complete the cycle. Okay, still to come here this morning, Ryan Sudol will have the latest with sports. Don't go away.
Established in 1925, Bangor Floral has been a premier provider of beautiful floral arrangements and thoughtful gifts for almost 100 years. Whatever the occasion, our premium collection of colorful blooms, blossoming plants, and gift baskets have warmed hearts for generations. We strongly support the Buy Local movement, purchasing directly from local farms and growers, and we are committed to the preservation of our environment. Bangor Floral, located at 332 Harlow Street. Stop in today to experience a flower shop like no other.
We were on the Christmas storm. We had just fixed 2 broken lines. We heard screaming coming from across the road.
I was so scared that I was going to lose him. He's the apple of my eye.
Nancy said that Kai was choking, and so I gave him a good hard hit in between his shoulder blades and saw something come out of his mouth, so I knew that was a good sign.
If Dana wasn't here, I don't know what I'd done. He just showed up out of the blue, saved his life.
This fall, you'll vote on a costly electric scheme. It's called Pine Tree Power. And here are the facts. It will cost Mainers $13.5 billion. An independent study says it will increase electric bills. And this scheme is so poorly written, Pine Tree Power isn't required to have an operations plan when it takes over. No plan to keep the lights on. That's a bad idea. Vote no on question 3.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with some basketball. Former state champ and Gatorade Player of the Year Bryce Lossier is back in Maine and will be playing with the Black Bears this season. Lossier graduated from Hamden Academy in 2020, winning a state championship with the Broncos that year before committing to Division II St. Anselm's with a full scholarship. After a few seasons there, Lossier enrolled at UMaine as a student beginning last January. Without really having a conversation with Coach Markwood, he says it was really a bet on yourself situation, and it's safe to say it worked out.
I went through a lot of adversity in my first 3 years of college. I learned a lot about myself as an individual, and I mean, this really allowed me to grow as a person, and I can't wait to wear the blue and white and represent my home state. Something I always wanted to do. I believe it was perfect timing, really, and I was just kind of like a bet on yourself moment, and I'm really happy that it's working out.
Lossier, who won Mr. Maine basketball his senior year, becomes the third former Mr. Maine basketball in Orono, joining Markwood and Edward Little's John Shea. As a Mainer growing up just 20 minutes south of Orono, he's always been a Black Bears fan, and being able to represent the state like this is a dream come true.
Coach Markwood bleeds blue just as much as I do. Obviously, he went here, had a great career here, and he's a Maine guy. I think Maine basketball is a super tight-knit community, and I think everyone really likes to support each other. And so being able to, represent the state of Maine, and it's a place I grew up. I've always wanted to be a part of this, so I don't think it would happen at a better time.
Okay, let's stay at UMaine and head over to the Gridiron, where Black Bear football is readying for preseason camp, which starts on Thursday afternoon. The Black Bears are coming off a 2-9 season and 11th place finish in the CAA. One of the bigger stories was their trouble closing out games, 5 of the Black Bears' losses coming in one-possession games. At the Maine coaches' kickoff luncheon on Monday, head coach Jordan Stevens said that improving on this will come down to being better during non-pressure situations.
We want to be on the other side of a lot of those close games and being better first, second down. We put ourselves in a lot of pressure situations, which is great that we did capitalize on some of those, but the game is winning right in the middle of it, and that's where we have to be better.
Coach Stevens is entering his second year at the helm in Orono, and he's learned a lot, specifically in the area of how to prepare his team. Before the Black Bears kick off against FIU September 2nd, Stevens says the team needs to be ready to play then, and camp is going to be huge in getting to that point.
A better sense of urgency in terms of where we need to be at in terms of a level of play by the time we get to that first game. We can't be in a position where we're trying to figure things out. We have to be ready to play football and compete against FIU. This camp is going to be really important for us to get going, and a lot of things we're doing is getting us going early on.
Staying with Maine football now, one former Black Bear and former Old Town Coyote is on the move in the NFL. Andre Miller, who was originally signed by the Giants in 2022, is headed to Green Bay. Miller was a standout wide receiver at UMaine during his tenure there, also was a standout in high school with Old Town. New York tried to convert him to tight end, but it's reported that the Packers will be lining him up at wide receiver again. During his time in Orono, Miller had 104 catches for over 1,800 yards and 14 touchdowns. Okay, now to some Red Sox news. Trade deadline day in the MLB Tuesday. After weeks of people within the team, including manager Alex Cora and Rafi Devers, publicly saying they needed help, what they got basically equated to nothing. No pitchers, no needle-moving bats, no major league regulars. The only player they picked up was Brewers infield Luis Urias, who hasn't played in a major league game in over a month and is currently batting 146 in AAA. The Sox are in the hunt to pick up that last wild card spot in the AL, are cold right now, and the rest of the division made all sorts of moves. Now would have been a great time to buy, but Chaim Bloom is confident with where the team stands. Okay, let's go to some hockey now. Set to become a free agent this season, former Black Bear and current Bruins goalie Jeremy Swayman and the Bruins have agreed on a one-year contract. Swayman and the Bruins had their arbitration hearing Tuesday, with a judge awarding Swayman a one-year deal worth just under $3.5 million. The former Black Bear superstar had a 24-6-4 record this past year with the Bruins, with a .920 save percentage and 2.27 goals against average. He also started Game 7 for the Bruins in the first round of the playoffs this year, and it looks like the Bees are running it back with he and Linus Ullmark. In his last year at Orono, Swayman posted over 1,000 saves, 18 wins, and a .939 save percentage. The Bruins also agreed to terms with Trent Frederick, a 2-year, $2.3 million deal. That's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine for more than 30 years with an extensive inventory, including mini track loaders with attachments, full-size track skid steer, track loader and backhoe, wheel loader with attachments, a 50-foot towable aerial lift, and a 45-foot self-propelled four-wheel drive lift. If you can't find it on our website, we can find it for you. Call for multi-day and weekend special rates.
Make your waterfront even more fun and more functional than it already is with a Shoremaster premium dock system from Hammond Lumber Company. Hammond is the country's largest stocking Shoremaster dealer, with standing docks, rolling docks, floating docks, and boat lists for any watercraft. Shoremaster's nearly limitless customization options make it easy to create the perfect dock system for your needs. Take your shoreline to the next level with Shoremaster from Hammond Lumber Company.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Skowhegan, is sponsored by Coldbrook Mitsubishi, a car dealership like no other, offering new and used Mitsubishi vehicles, also selling and servicing many other different makes and models. Merrill Hyde, Fortier, and Yowney, attorneys at law, representing Maine for more than 100 years. 95 Water Street, Skowhegan. The Bankery and Skowhegan Floriste is an artisan bakery, cake shop, and florist. We invite you in to treat yourself to a bite to eat and flowers for a smile.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Let's have one last check of that forecast with Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, happy Wednesday. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Comfort Shoes. Need the proper fit or experiencing foot pain? Visit us across from Irving and Newport. All right, let's get into things this morning. We've been on fog watch this morning. Maybe some areas of patchy fog developing in a few spots, but for now, most of us are looking pretty good, so we'll keep an eye on that this morning. But for now, we're looking pretty good out there. As always, if you encounter any fog, low beam lights or fog lights will be needed to help you see, and drivers can see you as well. But for now, though, look at this. Looking very nice out there. No clouds overhead, so that means a lot of sunshine will be expected today. So if any fog does develop, it will be burning off very quickly. We have high pressure not too far away, though, so that'll keep us dry all day long. There will be a few passing clouds during the afternoon period, but nothing that we'll need to worry about. So futurecast moving forward as we get the daytime heating going, a partly cloudy sky will be expected. No raindrops to be expected today. I think we'll be okay in that department, though. But by tonight, though, a mostly clear sky, maybe a few clouds approaching the northern parts of the state as we head towards early Thursday morning. And a few raindrops trying to get going as we head towards Thursday afternoon to the evening time frame. I think most of us looking dry for most of Thursday, but again, a few raindrops further off towards the north and west cannot be ruled out. But then Thursday night and parts of Friday, we may have to start monitoring chances for showers and a few rumbles of thunder. But for now, though, our average high temperature is 81 degrees, middle to upper 70s today and tomorrow. We cool off Friday with rain moving in to lower 70s, upper 70s Saturday, lower 80s Sunday into Monday, and lower 70s again as we head towards the Tuesday. Dew points will be on the rise again. It'll look a little bit like this. So by Thursday and a Friday, and maybe a little bit into Saturday, dew points will be in the lower to middle 60s again. Then late Saturday, Sunday, and a little bit into Monday, dew points are back down into the 50s. So improvement will be on the way after the dew points rise. UV next forecast for today is at a 7 as considered high, a burn time of 30 minutes. So that means hats, sunglasses, sunscreen, shade will be necessary to avoid a bad sunburn. And we're still noticing the allergies out there as well. Moderate tree pollen being noted, though, for the time being, messing up those allergies. But grass and weed, not too bad. Mold is not very great, and we're expecting mold to increase as we do move forward. So our allergies may continue to act up as we do move forward. So for today, though, middle 70s, partly cloudy, northwest breeze at about 5 miles per hour. By tonight, lower 50s becoming mostly clear, and a south breeze at about 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a few sprinkles possible, with highs in the upper 70s, and a south wind at around 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here is a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Comfort Shoes. Chances for showers and thunderstorms exist Friday and Saturday. Friday's high in the low 70s, upper 70s on Saturday, and then lower 80s on Sunday with a partly cloudy sky.
United Healthcare is recognizing the remarkable accomplishments of New Englanders 65 and older in their communities through its Champions program. Here to share more about the program is Mary Snyder, Chief Executive Officer for United Healthcare, Medicare, and Retirement in New England. Tell us about the New England Champions Program.
United Healthcare's Champions Program celebrates New Englanders 65 and older who make extraordinary contributions to their communities. And our goal is to combat ageism and help older adults live healthier lives by being active, having purpose, and being socially connected.
And how is United Healthcare recognizing nominees in Maine?
One of this year's winners is Jean from Saco. Through a career in nursing, she saw firsthand the unmet needs of older adults. She's a key leader with Age-Friendly Saco, which is an organization of volunteers working to remove barriers that keep people from remaining in their homes as they age.
And why is New England Champions campaign important now?
We're all aging every day. Baby boomers are aging out of the workforce and they're living longer. So they have a lot of life to live after retirement. But our culture tends to have this anti-aging obsession, denigrating older adults. And we know that ageism exacerbates social isolation, depression, cognitive decline, and the effects of illness. So it's really important for all of us to take on this mission in combating ageism.
And how do we find out more about this program?
You can stay tuned to your social media channels for our champion stories or see them directly on our website, uhcchampions.com.
Thank you so much. To find out more, please visit uhcchampions.com.
The Farmer's Table in Corinna brings you outstanding breakfasts, lunches, and dinners made from farm-grown fresh ingredients. Dinner specials are available every day. Enjoy our homemade desserts, and above all, bring your appetite to the Farmer's Table in Corinna.
Did Dean tell you he was in a school play?
He's playing somebody white.
Never mind.
Jack McBrayer guest stars.
You have a young Sidney Poitier thing. A little help?
Any chance a ticket taker give me my dime back?
People from all over the world flock to this state this time of year. One thing most of them want to enjoy is a lobster. One, found off the coast of Mount Desert Island yesterday, won't be headed for a kitchen to be cooked. You can see its unique dark color and colorful spots. This rare calico lobster was set free shortly after this photo was taken. The odds of the mutation responsible for calico lobsters happening are about 1 to 30 million. Very cool. All right, Body-Wise in Bangor is a great place to exercise as well as learn a few dance moves. Bangor Swing meets Body-Wise Fitness Studio on Harlow Street Monday nights for ballroom dance lessons. Terrence Lee teaches swing, Lindy, Roomba, and waltz to those looking to improve their moves. He can help those with little to no experience as well as couples who are just looking for a date night.
My goal is just to give them some tools so they can actually go on and do it, not like look like a beginner, just to enjoy fun.
And listening to the big band music. I grew up with that kind of music, so I wanted to learn some steps so I could dance.
Bangor Swing meets Mondays from 6:45 to 8 p.m. It costs $35 per person for 4 lessons. That's a deal, okay? For 4 lessons, that's awesome. For more information, check out Bangor Swing on Facebook. That is so cool. What a great date night idea. I love it. All right, we're about out of time. If you missed anything, please head to foxbangor.com. There will be no 7 o'clock hour of Good Morning Maine on Fox 22 because of the World Cup, but we will hopefully be back at 8 a.m., maybe a little bit late, depending on how the game ends. Again, that's on Fox 22. We hope you have a wonderful day.